We all use a tap every single day. But what if I told you that a tiny, a 1 centimeter adjustment could have a massive impact on water conservation? It sounds kind of small, but as you're about to see, the effect is anything but. Let's get into it.
We've all seen this 1,000 times, right? A running tap. But do you really know how much water is pouring out of there? Honestly, most of us, we drastically underestimate it. So we're going to run a little experiment to find out for sure.
All right, so every good experiment needs a starting point, a baseline, right? For this one, we're going to measure the water coming from a pretty typical tap when it's turned on full blast, all the way, no holding back.
Now, to be super precise, what we're actually measuring is the diameter of that column of water coming out. So our starting point, with the tap wide open, gives us a stream with a diameter of
3 centimeters. Okay, so that gives us a radius of 1.5 centimeters. Seems like such a small number, right? But you're going to want to keep that number in mind, because believe me, it is the key to everything that follows.
So what happens if this tap is left running for just 15 minutes? Think about it. Maybe you're washing dishes or you get distracted by a phone call. The amount of water that literally goes down the drain in that short amount of time is, well, it's staggering.
636 liters. Just let that sink in for a second. In only a quarter of an hour, hundreds and hundreds of liters of perfectly good water are gone. This is our baseline. This is the number we have to beat.
Okay, and now for the big reveal. What happens when we make one tiny little adjustment? We're not turning the tap off, not even close. We're just turning it down, ever so slightly.
And look at how small this change actually is. We're just reducing that diameter from 3 centimeters down to 2. That's it, a single centimeter. Honestly, you'd barely even notice the difference if you were using the sink.
So here's the million-dollar question. Does this tiny little adjustment really matter? What kind of impact could 1 single centimeter possibly have?
And boom, this chart says it all. Just look at that drop. Our water usage plummets from 636 liters all the way down to just 283. The difference right there, visually, is just undeniable.
So let's do the actual math here. The difference between where we started and where we ended up with that slightly adjusted flow, that's a total savings of
353 liters. No, that is not a typo. By making a 1 centimeter adjustment to the stream of water, we saved over 350 liters of water in just 15 minutes. It is an absolutely mind-blowing result from what feels like such an insignificant action.
So you've got to be asking, why? How is this even possible? Well, the answer isn't magic. It's actually some really simple but really powerful geometry at play here.
It all comes down to something called the square of the radius principle. See, the amount of water flowing isn't about the width, it's about the area of the stream. And the area of a circle, as you might remember from school, is calculated using the radius squared. That squared part, that's the secret sauce. It means the impact isn't linear, it's exponential. A small change in the radius has a huge, outsized effect on the area.
And here's how the numbers break down. When we were at full flow, with that 1.5 centimeter radius, we were getting about 0.7 liters every second. But by reducing the radius to just 1 centimeter, the flow rate plummets to just over 0.3 liters a second. It's more than cut in half. That is the power of the square right there in black and white. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it's that we have this incredible power to make a huge difference through simple, conscious habits. Things that don't even require any real sacrifice on our part.
And think about this. This isn't just about one tap in one kitchen. Imagine this tiny little habit applied everywhere, in our homes, in schools, in offices, restaurants, public buildings. The cumulative savings would be absolutely astronomical.
And that is the real lesson here, isn't it? We often think that solving big problems like water conservation needs some complex technology or these major, painful lifestyle changes. But as we've just seen, sometimes the most effective solutions are the simplest ones. It just starts with being aware.
It really all boils down to this one powerful idea. Small actions, when multiplied by time and people, create powerful results. This 1 centimeter change is the perfect proof. So, the next time you're at the sink, what's that 1 centimeter going to mean to you?